Here at the Giver Marketing Network, we don't leave you drifting out in space. We connect you to a coach who will help you build and grow your marketing business. Our process acts as a guide on how to connect with other businesses, maintain good relations, and establish a presence on the Giver Marketing Network. Each member within this collaborative group will have the opportunity to leverage your talent and influence, a true network effect. If you are looking to collaborate on more projects, welcome to the Giver Marketing Network, the most trusted and highest rated collective of specialists on the planet. Here we have a group of like-minded professionals who focus on making valuable introductions and helping each other grow by teaming up. Imagine Upwork meets a network and a coach. The talent collectively includes services like visibility and SEO, creating logos, designing websites, managing social media, outreach messaging, visual storytelling, and much more. Think of what you could do with laser-focused allies strengthening your business while offering your talents to the entire network. Click near this video for more information.
Hello. Think of what you could do connected to a network like this.
I love being connected to this network. This is my favorite playground to play in. Welcome, Joel. I'm excited today. You're excited. I'm excited.
This is going to be a great day. The next hour is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, well, so hello out there. Where's all our marketers, all our business owners? We are excited at Sea Kingdom Warriors. We've got all sorts of fun groups that we play with. So I think we popped into Selling with Dignity. We're in Oh Yes I Can. I mean, we're in all sorts of places now. So if you want us to broadcast to your group, let us know. We would love to broadcast and spread the love because we are all about this is the Tuesday marketing broadcast, and every week we do a new topic. And today's fun and excitement is.
Do I get to introduce it?
Go for it.
Great! It's the secret to long-term customer loyalty, and FYI, it has nothing to do with loyalty programs.
It might be a little smidge.
Yeah.
That's just a small little drop in the bucket out of all the possibilities because customer service is huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal. And a lot of times people don't necessarily dedicate the time. It's kind of like people start a business and they go, well, how much do you have for marketing? They go, oh, I need a budget for that. Well, customer service is like that too. I mean, you've got to plan that into your strategy. It's very important. So that's what we're going to play with.
Yeah. And you might, yes, I make a joke about loyalty programs not being a part of it. However, loyalty programs do tell your customers something, and that something is important. But we're going to jump into this, and we're just going to have a conversation as we go. All right?
Woot woot.
Boom. So this is presented by Christine and myself, the loyal customers of the Giver Marketing Network. Well, we're also a big part of the network, but we love it. So... all right, so let's just jump right in here and just have a conversation about this because customer service, really what it is about connecting with your customers and showing them that you actually care and that you love and appreciate them. I heard, whether you like him or hate him, I heard someone say this about Trump, is that he genuinely loves people. And it's like, and that's what people feel. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get into the politics.
I don't know him personally, so I can't.
I don't know him either. Right? But there's a level of a following that you get when people can tell that you love them, or you act like you love them. Either one, but generally people can tell whether it's genuine or not.
Right, and it's all about nurturing those relationships.
Exactly,
that's what it is. You got to love on people. Right?
Got to love on them. Got to connect with them. When you see them, is it like a hey, or is it like a hey, Christine? It's been so long. What are you up to these days? Yeah, I haven't seen you in like 10 minutes. But it's like, and then having jokes like that doesn't hurt either. That kind of humor you talked about last week is really a part of what it takes to actually nurture relationships and revive past clients. But all of this is that customer service. And if you can nail that, the rest just follows suit.
It does. So let's talk a little bit about the power of customer service, right?
Yeah.
Drop into a little bit on nurturing those prospects along and move from there into our actual clients that we already have and how to keep them, right? And then how to bring back those past clients. So we're going to touch on all these different topics and have a little fun with it at the same time.
Exactly, because you can't be with Christine and I and not have fun. Or you can, because having fun is a choice, but we choose to have fun. All right, so we're going to start with the power of customer service. So, Christine, why does customer service matter?
Who cares?
Yeah, great. All right, presentation over. All right, have fun.
Right? Well, when you think about customer service, right, the poor customer service really stands out in your mind, right? It can have a big impact on your business, right? And you think about some of the brands out there that they've had some oopses, and we'll actually go through a couple of those, but it has a really big impact, right? You don't realize how bad it is until it's bad.
Yeah.
And by the time you hear about it, it's too late. It's already gone bad.
Yeah. There's a lot when customer service will make or break companies. And I've done, if you want to look at some of the past things that I've done here for the Giver Marketing Network, I go into detail about that. But if you really want to know what your customer service is like, you got to ask your customers, like, why are they with you? And if none of them say customer service, you have a problem.
Yeah, customer service should be one of the reasons why people continue to stay with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, so let's jump into this. 51% of consumers who have a negative experience with a brand will reduce or stop spending with that brand. Like example, if you have an Android phone and you can't seem to send messages to your friends with iPhones, you will lose. Samsung will lose that customer. That's the exact reason why I switched to iPhones.
So now we're going to start into. First, we started with politics. Now we're going to phone wars.
See, I'm just if there's a button, I want to press it. It looks like fun. Ooh, that one says don't press. Let's try it. Let's go to religion next. No,
But you're right? It's about that customer service. If it's bad, we're like, nah, moving on, right?
Yep.
If you kind of like you've got a million burger joints, right? You go to this one, you get bad customer service. You going back? No, there's like 20 other ones like a block away that you can go to, right? So good customer service is huge. We will switch in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Right.
If you prove to me that you don't care about me, it will switch I will switch in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I have brand loyalty. I'm a very loyal person. Here's an example. I was with TD Bank for they were the first bank I was with, and I was with them for 15 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I went there and I was like, hey, can you help me with this? And they were like, no, I can't. And then I was like, but this is something I need to do. What do I have to do in order to? And I worked to try to get them to be like, you give me some boundaries that I can work in and I will do it with you. And they said no. And then I ended up having to go to another bank in order to get it. And all of my business moved to that other bank. And it's and
you don't just take one, you take it all.
You take that, exactly. And it's like, because I don't like convenience. I don't want my stuff I don't want to have to go to 3 different banks for 3 different things. Absolutely. Now, we talk banks, but what about a marketing company? So you're an SEO expert, and people come to you for SEO, and they're like, okay, how do you do this? And you're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. And so someone goes to someone who can. Next thing you know, they take their SEO to that person as well.
And a lot of the other marketing stuff with them too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll change brands. They'll stop using your brand. And it says 78% of customers have changed their mind about a purchase due to a poor customer experience, right? So if you're trying to get help with something and they're not helping, at some point you're like, I'm just going to return this and I'm going to go shop at your competitors now. Bye-bye.
Exactly. Yeah. Someone else has an opportunity to win my business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
this is one of my favorites. Negative reviews. So this means that someone's either trying to manipulate you or you're doing a really bad job. Those are the only 2 options for a negative review. Now, doing one bad job isn't a bad thing. If you make one mistake, one negative review won't kill you, as long as you've got 70 other people telling you did a good job. And I tell this to my clients all the time when we do some reputation management. 1 negative review is not going to kill you. 30 negative reviews out of 70 will. Now, with your negative reviews, you have to be able to respond to them and reach out to them and be like, hey, is there a chance we can make this right? And that, because like it says, search engines will use negative reviews to avoid promoting businesses that let their users down. So if Google constantly sees that you're getting negative reviews on Google, they're not going to promote you as well, because they want to send people to the right place. And anybody who's in a referral network is like that. If Christine does a bad job, I'm not sending my customers to go talk to her.
Makes sense.
I can't do that, because my customers trust me, and that would be a breach of trust.
Absolutely. Those bad reviews, you by the time it makes it to the review stage, you've had the problem for a while.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of what's going on in your business.
There was a client that we had, we were doing reputation management for them, and they had a 2.8, I think it was 2.5 or 2.8, I can't remember which, on Google reviews, which, if you don't know, that's bad. That's really bad. Anything under 4 is really not good. And so we launched, we suggested a 2-pronged approach, a short-term solution and a long-term solution. The short-term solution was to reach out to the current clients and get some great reviews from them. That worked, and they were ecstatic with that. But the minute we started saying, hey, there's a long-term problem here, and we need to adjust that. That was when we ended up actually losing the client. And I stand by that solution. Yes, we did a short-term thing. It took us 2 months, and we got them to a 4.1, which isn't bad, but isn't still not great. We got them to a 4.1, but the idea is that short-term solution by itself doesn't work, because in 6 months you'll be right back down where you were. You have to actually, and I've done this so much time. You have to fix the problem. You have to fix whether it's a value problem or a support problem or a business. And some people don't like hearing this. Whether it's a business plan problem, it could be any one of those things. However, if you've got bad reviews, your customer service is probably working too hard at the moment. And so you have to have the long-term solution and a short-term solution in order to fix it. I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place with these, but
no, I love this. And really, that's what it is, right? We start with they want an easy fix. And this is true for most business owners. This is true for most clients. We all want an easy fix, right? So, you got my numbers up. Yay, problem solved. No, temporarily, right? You got to get in there and actually solve the real problem. Just caking on more icing on top of it doesn't solve the problem if the cake underneath is, kind of having issues. Yeah. So
we always use that 2-pronged approach. Always. Every time you come to Legacy, you'll find that we will give you a short-term solution, and then we will insist on that being done with a long-term solution.
Yeah.
And we've learned that we don't do the short term without the long term now.
You can't, right? Otherwise, there's no real solution in place, right? It just continues to be bad. So that's not good. Right, so negative reviews is important, but we also have decreased customer retention, right? So 64% of customers said they'd find another company to do business with. The company doesn't provide good customer service, right? Bye-bye. Is it bye, Felicia? Is that right? So after more than one bad experience, about 80% said they're like, yeah, no, we're gone, right? Once you've upset somebody and they've left you, you're going to have to work really hard to get them back.
And if you do this properly, you will gain a client for life. This part where 64 said they'd find another company to do business with if the company doesn't provide good customer service, if they complain and you actually go out of your way to make that one person happy, you will create an evangelist for your company for life. But what you have to do is you have to look at this as, it's not like they hate me. It's like they had a bad experience, but they're letting me know, which means that I have an opportunity to fix it.
Bingo. And that is so important, because otherwise they're just like, not happy, gone, I'm out of here. And you don't have a chance to fix it. Those are the ones that you hate, right? Because you can't get to win them back. You can't have a conversation. You can't solve the problem. It's too bad they've already gone, right? Yes. So if you can, this is your opportunity. They're giving you feedback. Don't look at reviews as a thing where they're just whining and complaining, right? This is an opportunity to get to know your customer better, to see what they need, how to solve their problems, right? So this is an opportunity.
And if you're smart, it goes like, I had a client. This is a good example. I had a client who got a bad review. He's an engineer in Houston, and he got a bad review on the place where he gets most of his leads. And he was like, this is going to kill me. This one review, he had 70 good reviews and he had one bad review. He's like, this is going to kill me. And I'm like, no, not if you deal with it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if you let me handle it. And so what we did is we answered the review so that everybody saw, hey, they actually want to do better. We took responsibility for what happened. And then we called them up and said, hey, can we give you a free 15-minute conversation with our engineer that can just do a design review for you for free and let you know what you want to do. And that person ended up becoming a long-term client. And it's like, why? Because they told us there was a bad thing. And then we went and we didn't hide that we did something wrong. It was a mistake. It wasn't purposely done wrong, but we didn't hide it. We fixed it. And then we created a process to fix it in the future for everyone else. And then we offered them a short-term solution in order to get them to take that review down. And they ended up actually changing the review to a 5-star review.
We love that.
But that's what reputation management will do.
It will, because somebody's actually paying attention, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Crazy talk.
Yeah. Who knows? Someone actually paying attention, not being negligent.
Right? That's the cost of neglecting your customer service, right? Organizations risk losing, you see anywhere from 1.6 trillion to 3.7 trillion, those large companies, due to bad customer experience, and they're just gone, right? You have to put a lot of effort in. So pay attention. This is a big deal. It really is.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I'm thinking about this out loud. I think this is the same amount, that 1.7 trillion or whatever it was. I think that's the amount that Apple is owned. Like, that's how much Apple is worth. So think of the entirety of the US is losing the worth of Apple every year due to bad customer service. Which sets the bar really low. If you want to jump in and have good customer service, you can wow people very easily now.
Absolutely, because it's we have certain expectations. If you're not meeting those expectations in customer service, you're not going to win our loyalty, right?
No, you're not.
And this word of mouth is huge, right?
Yes.
So 74% of consumers consider word of mouth a crucial factor influencing their purchase decisions. Now, when you think about it, right, before you go to a restaurant, you check the reviews, right? Before you buy something expensive, you check the reviews, right? So we're sitting there and we'll do all this research, right? Word of mouth is an important part of your business, whether or not you realize it, right?
One of the things I love, let's just talk about, can we talk about the positive word of mouth for a minute?
Yes, please.
Because we've been in the negative for so long. I don't like talking about the negative if I can avoid it. So before this broadcast, Christine and I were actually talking about a subscription box that I love, and how they are basically giving away a single box for cheap, and they were like, "Hey, give this to one of your friends if you like us." And so I said, "Hey, Christine, I love this." I gave her all of the downsides of the box. And then I said, but they're giving it to you for your first box for $20, so you need to take a look. Because I refuse to say everything's fine and dandy. And then I gave it to her, but I told her how much I like it and why I like it. Mm-hmm. And this particular thing here, they might gain a customer. I don't know whether Christine is actually going to go sign up or not. But they might have gained a customer simply because of how well they've treated me.
But really, the big one on that is saying, we'll give you this, but you can't give any more away until the first person purchases. That was the trick on this one, because now you have to talk to me about it. You can't just send it and hope that maybe I might click it or open it. No, you had to actually have a conversation and say, I need you to take action on this. If you're okay with that, then I can share it more. But if you don't, then I can't share anymore. And so now it's on me. Now I have to own that and be like, all right, I'll check it out. I'll go click on it, Joel. I got you. Right. Even if it's only $20, whatever it is. But that was a really slick way of getting that, because now he couldn't just send it. He had to actually talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Right?
And I said,
and
it's no longer a link I can post on social media being like, hey, if you guys want, look at ButcherBox. It's not like that. It's sitting there going, okay, Christine, is this something do you even eat meat? like, let's start with that question before we ever move forward. And so what they've done is they've actually created a word of mouth movement for their brand. Brilliant strategy.
Absolutely. I love that strategy. I think that's
I might recommend that strategy to some of my clients in the future, to be fair.
Oh, absolutely. That's the best thing about this is you get to borrow methods that you like when you see what someone else is doing. Like, I want to put that in my business.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
This is my favorite.
This is fun. Okay, here's just a couple of different examples of things where large businesses have gone, whoops.
Yeah. So I just want to take this section because this is my favorite. So in 2008, it was the year after I graduated. So don't judge me for how young I am. There was an issue with United Airlines where they took a custom-made Taylor guitar, and if you know Taylor guitars, they're expensive. They're not cheap. And a country artist, David Carroll, took the guitar. He looked out the window and saw them take his custom Taylor guitar in the case and throw it in the airplane. And if you know anything about guitars, that will ruin the guitar. I actually don't take my guitars on airplane. I take them on with me from this point forward because of this story. Mm-hmm. All right. And so what they did is he filed a claim with them saying, hey, you guys broke this guitar. Can you pay for it? And they denied his claim. But he wrote a song. If you want to go online and search United Breaks Guitars, Google United Breaks Guitars. He wrote a whole song about this. And the video went viral, getting 150,000 views in the first day. And what happened? United contacted him being like, crap, we made a mistake. Let's fix this. All right. This is the biggest customer service fail I've ever seen. I was part of a company and they had a very strict refund policy. And there was this influencer. I'm not going to say who it was because I actually highly respect this influencer. And he called my customer service team, and my customer service team put him on hold and came to me asking me like, hey, this is what's going on. And it was kind of a weird situation all around. And they were like, can we give him the refund? And I was like, oh, that name sounds familiar. And so I just did a quick Google and I found out that he has about 200,000, 300,000 Christians that follow him. And I was like, do you know what? I don't think this is someone we want to take risks on. And so we were like, let's just refund them. All right. When you have one bad mistake can kill your entire company. If say someone did that to Taylor Swift,
right? What
would happen to their
You'd
brand?
end up in another Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they got a whole album about the breakup with United. No, I'm just kidding. Not even Kelsey could fix that one. All right, the next one is Verizon. Do you want to take this one? Because
yeah, we'll hit some of these a little bit faster. But this one, somebody's father had passed away, and she's trying to cancel his cell phone service, but she can't. They're like, oh, well, do you have the PIN number? Right? No, I don't have the PIN number, and I can't ask him. Right? So they keep billing her. And she finally had to go to the press and be like, hello. Right? I mean, sometimes you have to put on the customer service hat and say, does this make sense?
Yeah.
Am I causing more problems for my clients than it's worth? Mm-hmm. Right? And sometimes we get into, especially the larger organizations, where sometimes people don't have the authority to make decisions that they need to make, right? Sometimes they need to go up the line with it and get permission, like they did with your example there.
But what you need to do with this is you need to have a process in place that says if something doesn't feel right to you, I need to have a process in place in order to fix it. So in this situation, sitting there, a smart customer service agent would be like, hey, do you have a death certificate for me? Can you email me a death certificate so that I can kind of get this on the road for you? That's all they needed to say. Proof, right. Go into the top, and it is done in 30 seconds.
Exactly. But that's the thing is you have to know where to go, right? If your answer is just, nope, sorry, can't help you, there's something wrong. Something going wrong in your customer service area, right? If nothing else, being able to refer you to someone else who can help you, or even if you think you can't help them here, maybe another company, right?
Yep.
Maybe you send them outside. That's okay too, right?
It's perfectly fine. I have a list of people in my network that I send my friends to. That I send anybody to. If I'm like, I can't help you, I think you need to go to Christine and talk to her. Or so if you're looking for you're trying to figure out your business a little bit better, my friend Stephen Monday from Japan, I will send you to him any day. I love him because he's so good at, anyways, we don't have time to talk about that. We got to keep going.
So other epic fails, right? Charter threatened to fine the tornado victims if they couldn't find their cable boxes. You ever thought about going through, the tornado aftermath and try and find somebody's cable boxes? Yeah, sure.
It's like, and the opposite of this is that now you look at Starlink on the other side during the aftermath of Helen, of the hurricanes that hit Florida and North Carolina. What they did is they're like, here's our product for free for 30 days so you can get in contact. Who do you think they're going to go with after the 30 days?
Right.
Are they going to go with Verizon or are they going to go with Starlink? They're going to own North Carolina after this.
Exactly. And more recently, many of you have heard of Canva, and they raised their prices recently and had a huge backlash. They're like, oh, and then you can do Teams, but then Teams is going to cost you this much and this many people. And it ended up making the prices go through the roof. Well, it was so bad. They had so many customers quit that they actually had to instigate a comeback campaign. And if you already canceled your account, this is what you can do to reclaim it. I mean, there was this huge explanation on what you could do because they were trying to get those customers back. That did not go well like they thought it would at all.
No.
It's like, ouch.
I understand. Like sometimes you have to sit there and go, okay, our prices, our profits are not where we need them to be. Everyone understands that, especially when you've had 8%, 12%, 15% inflation over 2 years, 3 years. We understand that. However, if you look at it and say, what is this going to look like and how can we do this? How can we roll this out in small increments? Or how can we roll this out in a way where all new customers are this, all old, like there's 10 or 15 different ways you can do it.
Right. Are you going to grandfather people? What are you going to do? Right. There's options. You got to explore those options.
Yeah.
It's all about retaining the relationship, right? And Absolutely. If they feel like all of a sudden you've tripled the cost of something overnight, they're like, even if you warn them ahead of time, tripling the cost on anything is going to get a really strong reaction, right?
Yeah. So that was my favorite section because I'm a customer service person through and through. So I'm going to kind of push on Christine for this next part here. Okay.
All right. So we're talking about, these are prospects, right? Let's talk about nurturing those prospects. So we can see that customer service is a huge issue in businesses, right? It can make or break, but let's take a closer look on how to nurture those prospects along, because the idea is to build those relationships and bring them in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want them to be clients, right? So when you turn your prospects into clients, right, we're looking at personalized communication, right? Because we all want to feel loved and acknowledged, right? Value-added services, social media engagement, exclusive offers, educational content, personal touch. These are all just different ways that you can help convert people from the prospect phase into that client phase by showing them that you love them, right? Yeah. That you know them and you want to help them. So as we just kind of tootle through these, right? So personalized communication in your marketing, make sure that you are addressing prospects by name. There's a spot in there, right? When you send a text message and you've got one of these softwares, right? Text message, emails, all that kind of stuff. Insert the little token, that insert name here. Okay.
And I just jump in there. If you've got that, don't use first name. And so it's not like, hi, Christine Deane. Da-da-da-da. It's like, no. Hi, Christine.
First names are good. Yeah. The days of hi, Mrs. or Mr. So-and-so, right? Those are kind of gone. We're a little bit more casual now. So
I had a customer service agent, not a customer service, an appointment setting agent who would always say, hi, Sir Joel, or hi, ma'am, Christine. And I'm like, okay, first of all, in my training, I was like, you need to drop that. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
No sirs, no ma'ams.
No sirs, no ma'ams.
Unless you're in the South, and then ma'am's okay.
Call them by their first name, okay?
Absolutely, right? Language that you care about them, specific needs, right? Personalized things. There's also with the campaigns now, they've got options where if-thens, right? So if they open this, that means they probably like the topic, right? And send them more on that area, right? So pay attention to your customers' needs. And you can see their areas of interest by paying attention to the campaigns. Which ones are they more likely to open? If they didn't open anything with this title, well, then that's not a subject they're interested in, right?
Yep.
Tell them something else, right? Pay attention to what they're opening. It's really easy to do nowadays with the marketing.
And if you want to see someone doing it good and bad, just look in your email tomorrow.
There you go. Which ones have you not opened? Which ones have you unsubscribed from, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Value-added services. So offer complimentary resources. So you're trying to bring people over. I was just talking to somebody earlier. They do a webinar. So they do a free webinar every week. Kind of like Giver Marketing. We do a free webinar every week, right? Draw in your people. And then they use that to upsell a program that they have that's a class, a larger, like 8-hour class at the end of the month. And then based on that one, after they've got a low price point, now they bring people in for a higher price point after that, because now they've spent 8 hours with you and they love and adore you, right?
Yep.
So that's the idea, is adding those values and moving them from that prospect phase into a low cost item, into a more expensive item, right? The idea is to start bringing them into that ecosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Social media engagement, love playing there, right? Comment, share, like, right? So if you're trying to bring somebody from prospect to, being an actual client, stalk them. This is for like more of the small, intimate kind of businesses, rather than it's like e-commerce, mass to many, right?
Yeah.
Think if you're going after somebody specific, you want to pay attention to them, be the first one to respond on there, kind of get them to have a conversation with you. They're going to notice that you always go in and you're always responding and making thoughtful comments, right? You never know. They might reach out and say, hey, thanks for noticing, right?
And I just want to add, be funny. You have a sense of humor. People love your sense of humor. Mine is all puns. If you listen to me enough, you're going to see that I'm going to throw some puns somewhere. People love your sense of humor, and the people who don't care, unless it's a crude sense of humor. Like they're like, oh, okay, so that's some people. It's just not my humor. However, the people who love it are going to share it. The people who they're loving, like I was commenting on this person's post, and they had a very serious post, and I had a very serious response to it. And then they came on and was like, well, Joel obviously doesn't know the price of diapers. And it was just a little dig, but it was real. But it was like, you know what? That's fair. That was fun. And so I responded back, and then we had a little banter back and forth, and it was probably my highest, the highest reacted to comment I've ever made, just simply because he had some fun with it. I had some fun back, and I had about 100 people going to my profile to see who I am based on that LinkedIn conversation I had. And I was
Absolutely.
like, oh, interesting, because I'm not as viral as Christine.
But you can have fun on social. Use your social. It can be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it personal, right? That's the hard part for some people. It's okay. It's there to have fun.
And when people attack you, do not attack back.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I just want to give that one thing on social media. If people attack you, make a joke.
There it is. Just roll with it. Don't take it personal.
Assume they're talking about 100 people just like you, and they lumped you in the same lump.
There you go. That's a good way to handle it. Another thing you can do is exclusive offers, right? We love exclusive offers, limited time offers, right? Where you can get somebody to come in, kind of like a box of goodies for a discounted price. Limited time, got to get it now, right? Those limited offers are great discounted service, products, a class, free consultation, whatever it is, some kind of offer to get people in the door to give you a try, right?
Yeah.
So educational content, develop valuable content, blog posts, videos, podcasts, like what we're doing now. Pay attention to some of the pain points that your ideal client has. Start building that rapport, that trust, and that credibility.
Yeah.
Great ways to just kind of move people from that prospect into that client phase, right? Personal touches are huge. Showing people that you care. I've had calls with people. For example, somebody sent me a tiara.
Ooh, that's fun.
They really did. They were trying to kind of coax me into working with them, and I was kind of on the fence. So they sent me a tiara, trying to help sway me to kind of come over to their side.
Did it work?
Almost. It's a tiara. It was pretty.
But it continued the conversation.
And we're still friends now years later, and they still reach out when they want advice on things. So yeah, the relationship has continued. And why? Because I have a tiara.
Like now she is the Queen Diva.
Well, so whatever these personal touches, right?
But so I want to encourage you to include your customer service team with this. So give your customer service team an opportunity to create these personal touches by putting notes in a specific file for another customer service team to go. So if someone's saying, "Oh, my dog died," send them a condolences card. If someone's like, my son's getting married in 3 weeks, send them a congratulations card. Like, these personal touches will create customers for life. However, you have to this is the important part here, is making sure those personal touches, and like that handwritten note. Like, we've got a whole bunch of notes. I think last week I bought 400 cards. that are made for us so that we can write hand notes to our clients or to people that we're talking to. It's just an important part of any business.
It is that extra step, right? I
Yeah.
get stuff from Giver Marketing, right? Congratulations or happy anniversary, right? So those personal touches, right? They make the difference between the companies that don't, and you just feel like a number.
Yeah. It just means someone cares. That's all.
Absolutely. We talk about the importance of follow-ups, right? So keep those conversations going. You're building the trust as you go, right? Addressing any concerns, right? Helps stay top of mind when you're doing the follow-ups. You know, you want to stand out from the competition, because if they're not doing those hand touches, right, those personalized, then that sets you apart from everyone else.
And so there's not many people doing that.
Absolutely, right? And increase the conversion. So if it takes 8 to 12 touch points to convert somebody, right? And so many people are like, they try once, okay, done, moving on. Right? You're missing that opportunity to build the relationship. 8 to 12 tells you actually have to invest in the relationship.
Yep.
Right? Timing's everything. Strike while the iron's hot. So if you're top of mind and they go, you know what, I think I'm ready to make that purchase, right? Boom, there you are, right at the top. And you're shortening that sales cycle, right? Because they're building confidence with you. So rather than it taking them 6 months to research something, they've been talking to you, they've been getting dripped emailed on you, they've been getting maybe ads coming their way. They're starting to get a feel like, oh, I know these people, right?
The easiest way to shorten a sales cycle is being personable and friendly. I find something that you connect with them with. Like Christine and I, we both eat meat. Now, Christine and I aren't clients for each other, but we've created a friendship over the last, year and a half, 2 years has it been?
I don't know. It seems like I've known you forever.
where we sit there and I send her pictures of my daughter and she ogles over them and
grandbabies. I mean,
and it's like
grandbaby's age.
But we found a connection point for us, and that will shorten your sales cycle immensely. Like I have a friend of mine that I'm in connection with, and he is a consultant for businesses just like mine. And we found out that we were both pastors at one point in time. And so we talk about God. Probably 15 minutes of our 30-minute conversation is talking about God. That's and so there is, and now I've maybe had like 3 meetings with him, but I feel like we're so tight that where else would I go? But him. Shorten your sales cycle by touches, yes, but by connecting and finding a sports team that you both follow, or bug people by putting Dallas Cowboys stuff up. It's great.
Right? It's all about building those relationships, right? It's going to improve your customer satisfaction because then they feel like you're a friend. They're someone that they know. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
So that's talking about all about prospects and moving them from that prospect phase into, right, the actual like purchase phase, right? So now what do you do?
Sorry, I just wanted to highlight Sandy just say hi because she said she loved it enough to send a comment. So thank you, Sandy, for that.
Absolutely.
But she's right. She's right. That's a relationship building transcends personal to professional, and if you can match that personal, if you can connect on a personal level, you might not get the sale because it doesn't, but you will definitely have the relationship.
Absolutely. So we've now moved them from the prospect into the client phase, right? So now you've got clients. How do you keep the clients, right? And so here's a couple of hints on how to keep your clients, right? So delivering exceptional client experience, right, builds that strong relationship, generates referrals, which is awesome, right? Because you don't have to hardly work for those at all. Yep. Establishes that strong reputation in the industry. So you really want to keep those clients along, right? So here's a few client satisfaction tips, right?
Yeah.
Set clear expectations. Oh my goodness. This is one of my favorites. Just because if nobody knows what the expectations are, now we're disappointed, right? So be realistic on what those expectations are.
Do we have time for me to use an example?
Go for it.
Okay, there was a friend of mine. Actually, no, he's an acquaintance. He's not a friend. And he was doing like a Juma juice kind of stuff. Do you guys have that here? Booster juice, Juma juice, Java juice. Anyways, they were like smoothie juices. They were smoothie juices in Texas, and then COVID hit, and he shut down his entire operation. He had 4 or 5 stores, and so he had to shift right away to making these to-go things that they could sell in restaurants, not restaurants, in grocery stores and stuff. And so he went to a marketing company, and he had about 10 or 15 grand left in his business because everything just crashed, and he tried to build it but just couldn't make it work. And he had about 10, 15 grand, and the marketing company said, okay, you give me 4 months and 10 grand, and I will have all of your product gone. And he was like, done. So he signed the check, 10 grand, and at the end of the 4 months, nothing happened. No, not one unit sold from this marketing company. And so he went back to the marketing company. He's like, what happened? This is what you promised. And they were like, oh, this happens sometimes. And he was like, it happens sometimes? And so what ended up happening is now he's made it his mission to look for digital marketers that promise big and don't actually do anything and take them down. It is now his mission. And so what they did is they created an enemy who is now building a following in order to take down companies like them. When you set clear expectations and you underpromise and overdeliver, at that point, you will create a client for life. But if you don't, you will create someone that might try and take down your entire industry.
That's a great example, though.
He is now he is in the digital marketing space now because he's like, I can't have people doing that to anybody else, any other small business.
Yeah. That under promise, over deliver is huge, right? Clear expectations, let people know what's going on. Otherwise we get really upset. Go figure, right?
Who knew?
Right?
We don't like to be lied to. Who knew?
Right? How crazy is that? Talk about destroying trust in the relationship, right?
Yep.
Big time. Right. So we talked about personalizing the experience, the check-ins, right, with your clients, see how they're doing, progress they're tracking. I know I had a client that needed to skip an appointment. They're like, I'm crazy. I have this conflict. I can't do our normal meeting. And I'm like, no problem. Let's check in on this date, this time. We can shift, right? But I'm still checking in, right? You're always checking in to see how they're doing, right? Offering additional resources and support and celebrating their successes.
Okay. Can I just Christine does this amazing, celebrating client successes. One of the things, because if you notice, if you watch her LinkedIn, every once in a while she'll post something about this amazing, and my mind's blanking on any of them, but I've seen about 4 or 5 of them where I'm like, this is amazing what you've done here. And then she will do a quick outline on the business and what she thought was amazing about it. And so, like, I know that she does some work for veterans in Dallas area. And so she'll be like, you need to look at what they're doing. You need to support them because they're so amazing. This. And when they get a success, she celebrates it publicly.
Oh yeah. Like we were just featured in a Veterans Magazine at Ease, Veterans Magazine, the Veterans Ranch was featured there. So I had to put that up there, of course, right?
Exactly.
Celebrate successes. Big time. I love doing that. That's one of my favorite things to do, right? So being proactive, responsive, constantly. We talked about improving and adapting, right? When the client says something, you're like, oh, okay, let me fix that, right? This is how you keep those clients coming back, right? Show the appreciation that you, I had a client that did a whole VIP party for their VIP clients, and everybody came to dinner. They did singing and dancing and magicians and all sorts of stuff for VIP clients, right? So things like that keep them coming back, right? Keep them as clients, right? Deliver surprise and delight. So something just spontaneous, like if you ever gotten oh, it's your birthday, here you go. Here's a special discount or buy one, get one or something. They're like, oh, yay, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, lots of fun, right? Creating that sense of community. I love community. So when you can build that community, Magi, Dustin Stout launched his Magi community on Facebook. So now you can hang out with other Magi users, right? So that keeps them together, helping each other. So now they're not just talking to customer support, they're helping each other, right? Which then once again keeps your brand loyalty going. Right?
Yeah.
Big time, and provide measurable results. So whatever it is that you're doing, right, show them that you're really doing it. Figure that out, whatever that is.
And this number 12, this goes right along with under promise and over deliver. Your measurable results, give them, like when we did appointment setting, we promised, I think we promised 25%. of the leads using our system
Mhm.
would turn into meetings. And one of our clients, we went all the way up to 80% was what we delivered. 80% of the leads he brought in, they were hot leads. That's not for everybody, but 80% of the leads he came in, I promised 25. 80% of the leads that came in, we booked into meetings.
Over deliver right there. There it
But
is.
provide measurable results as well.
Mhm. We love that. Absolutely. And part of that, building that client loyalty, right? We're talking about rewards programs, loyalty programs, points, frequent flyers. I mean, if you fly it all, right? You want those frequent flyer points, and then you can upgrade to a better seat. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. The swag that you might get,
Yeah.
acknowledging those milestones or birthdays, anniversaries, any excuse to reach out is a great excuse.
Yeah. What I love-
Really good. Realtors are usually really good about that.
Yeah.
Any holiday.
And if you do this, so say you've got a group of dedicated customers, like the box that I'm a part of, and you institute a loyalty program, backdate it, and bring the people that are already on board, and be like, hey, we want to appreciate you. And what they did is they did it, like the box I'm part of just did this, and they did a really good job at it, where they were like, do you know what? We're going to give you this stuff, and we're just going to boost you right to the point where you should be. It's really good watching that. And so I'm not against loyalty programs. I'm just against like bad ones.
Right. They should add value. If the loyalty program isn't adding value and no one's participating, then you need to revamp it, because that's obviously not giving them what they want, what they're looking for.
If I have 37,000 points at a coffee shop, and it takes 5,000 points to redeem 5,000 points for coffee, and I haven't done it, there's a problem with that loyalty program. Find out what the problem is and adjust it. Your customers will love it.
Yeah, those exclusive offers are great for, in clients only. A lot of times people will make offers to bring in new clients, but they don't do anything to reward their current clients. And you're like, hey, I've been with you how long? And you don't have any special perks for me? What's up with that? Right.
Yeah.
So those exclusive offers, like, for example, I have one of the movie clubs, right? And so one of the perks of membership is that I don't have to pay the online fees when I do go to the movies. I can make my purchase. They don't have, because sometimes those online fees get really expensive for some reason, right? So I love that. I keep it just for that alone, right? That's the exclusive thing that I get as being a member. This way, anytime I want to go to the movies, I don't have to pay the online fees. Yay.
Yeah.
It keeps me loyal.
Yep.
Right? Simple things. Any resources? If you've ever noticed, I know I've got, like, for example, my bank, I have Wells Fargo. So there's partner discounts, right? You can get this discount. I'm like, what does this have to do with banking? But they have partner discounts that you can have, right? If you're a Walmart Plus customer, you get special pricing on gas. I mean, So having those resources and extra discounts and things help keep people loyal to the company, right?
Absolutely.
And then here you go, the comeback campaign. We're going to have to slide through this a little bit on the fast side, I think, here, but reviving past clients, right? You want to bring them back. Okay, so really offering those incentives, right? Hey, come on back. That's what they had to do with Canva.
Yeah, well, it's really
you can reopen your campaign. You can reopen everything. This is how.
The question is, why did your clients leave in the first place? If you have a whole bunch of clients leaving for a certain reason and you haven't fixed that, you have to fix it before asking them to come back. And then you have to let them know, hey, we fixed this.
You do, right? You have to let them know, hey, and if you come back now, you get this special, whatever that special is. You have to have some kind of time limit, right? The urgency is huge, right? And that's what they do a lot. And be careful about creating a false sense of urgency, though, because sometimes it just feels sleazy, right? So you got to know when and how to use it. Because there's times I'm like, oh, do this now or else. And I roll my eyes. I'm like, moving on. You just irritated me. Go away.
So true. That's right? So true. Yep.
Take time. Yeah. So there's what you just mentioned. Ask for feedback. Find out what's going on with them, right? Let them know, hey, product update. We're now offering what you wanted, right? So the exit interview, a lot of times when you go to say, oh, you're going to unsubscribe from this email. Why? Right. Yeah. And it'll give you the reasons. And if like a ton of people are unsubscribing because you're just too many, you're like, okay, let me look at how many emails obviously what I'm sending is not adding value because it's just irritating them, right? So use that as an opportunity when they do unsubscribe from something, as part of the exit interview, like if you were leaving a job, well, why are you leaving us, right? Find out more about what your customer wants, right? So let them know when you fixed it. Another favorite, use retargeting ads. Have you ever gone online and you've searched for something and everywhere you go, you keep seeing it again and again, right? I want some black heels. So I type in black heels, right? Next thing you know, everywhere I go, I see little ads for black heels, right? They're stalking you, right? I call them the stalker ads. That's a great way to bring people back in because you're reminding them like, hey, remember us? You've purchased with us before and you bought this. So here, look, here's a pretty picture of it. Come back.
It's like, don't you forget about me.
That's exactly what it is, right? Bring them on back. Or maybe you've got an app, right? If they're in the area, it pops up a notification that says, hey, special on such and such. Right. These are all different ways to help bring people back into your family, right? And really the perks of bringing back those clients is it's more cost effective. It costs less to market to somebody you already have their information than somebody that you don't have their information, right? Email isn't that expensive nowadays, right? So that's a great way to go rather than have to work hard to find the new ones, right? That customer retention increases profit. So if you're bringing in new clients and you still have your old clients, guess what? The numbers just got bigger.
Yep.
Simple math there, right? Building the loyalty and the referrals and those repeat customers. This is what you mentioned earlier, brand ambassadors, right? People that will sing your praises.
Yeah. If you focus on reviving those past clients, they could become your most loyal clients as long as you actually listen to them. Because they'll either be in and out or they might be in and stay for a long time, depending on how you brought them back and whether you fixed the reason why they left. Or are they going to become like an old ex-girlfriend that you're like, oh yeah, I remember why I broke up with her. Oh.
Exactly. So hopefully today we reviewed a few tips and tricks on the secret to the long-term customer loyalty, right? And we covered a lot today. Did you notice that?
Absolutely. And we didn't go on religion. Woo!
Yeah, I think you hit it once, but that's okay. I think we hit everything. That's okay. We'll do that here.
Well, that happens to me.
It happens. I think we've covered all the do not covers. So that's okay. That's what we do here. Yep. So customer service, right? The key to nurturing those relationships. That's how you get those long-term clients. This is the secret to success, right? We looked at the power of customer service and we've looked at some of the nurturing things that you can do to kind of turn them from prospects into the clients. And we talked a little bit about delighting your current clients and keeping them as clients and then bringing back those that left us because how dare they, right? Yeah. There's no place you want to play except with us, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody wants, you guys have nothing else to do on Tuesdays but to listen to us. So you should come and listen to us every Tuesday.
That's right. Absolutely. Right?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right. That's what we do, right? And if you want to have a conversation about customer service, right? Use that little QR code, pull out your phone, right?
Yep.
And book an appointment with Joel or I. We love talking about this kind of stuff. This is fun, right? This is our idea of fun. So get on a call with us and then ask us some questions. And if you want us to dive in and take a closer look at what you're doing, right? Let's have some fun. Let's get your customer service where it needs to be. If you're not getting the reviews that you're looking for, if you're finding that people might buy once, but they don't come back again, maybe you need to put some systems in place, right? So let's take a look at your customer service. We want to, when you go through the effort to bring in a client, we want you to be able to keep them, right? You want a lifetime client, not just a one purchase client.
The average life of a marketing client is 3 months.
3 months. Ouch.
That's the average life of a digital marketing client.
That's rough.
So if that's the case, then there's a reason why. And I'm not saying that everyone's like this. I know some digital marketing companies that, like I believe Joel Snyder, part of our network, he keeps them for an average of 1.5 to 2 years, I think. And there's some that he's got a lot longer. Mm-hmm. But the idea is if your average is 3 months, then you need to talk to Christine or I.
Right. The idea is to build that loyalty. And sometimes it's because you've solved the problem, right? Sometimes you just need somebody for a little while to come set something up. If you're like, I don't have a customer service program at all. I don't know, right? I mean, clients, they do stuff and then they move on or something. If you don't have anything that you can refer to, right, for customer service, you might want to have a conversation with Joel, right, about what do I need to put in place? I've never even thought about this, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's just a matter of tweaking a few things. Sometimes it's a matter of actually putting a program together. So this is fun. We love this kind of stuff. So this is you. Come hang out with us and come have some fun with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, we'll book an appointment. And if there's anything in the customer reputation management, customer relations, I would love to have a conversation with you. And if you want, book something on Christine's, and then we'll have both of us.
Right. You could let us know and it'd book us at the same time and be like, and this is where we're going to play together. Or
Exactly.
say, invite Joel.
Yeah, or like invite Joel. And then the thing is, if you do that, you're going to have two people who are joking off of each other and having fun. So if you don't want to have fun, don't do that.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah.
But if you want to have fun, book us both in a call. Let's have a little bit of fun, and we'll see how we can help you.
Absolutely. I believe business should be fun. That's my philosophy on it anyway.
Well, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? Like you may as well just go get a 9-to-5 job at Microsoft and let them suck your life away.
There it is. Well, so hopefully, we only stole an hour of your life today. Hopefully you learned something that was useful. This is the kind of stuff we like to have fun with. So play with us. We're here every Tuesday, same bat channel, same bat time. All right, come hang out with us. And then, tomorrow, I love Wednesdays. Wednesdays is networking for marketers. So don't be a lonelypreneur. Marketers tend to have very specialized area of expertise, right? So if you can bring us all together in one room, we can kind of talk about things and how to help each other, how to white label each other, how to, just raise the tide for everyone.
And so really, that's the heart of the Giver Marketing Network. That's the reason why both Christine and I are still here at the Giver Marketing Network. It's because the idea is let's all work together and let's find success together.
Absolutely.
And that's also the heart of, and you don't even have to be part of the Giver Marketing Network to join tomorrow. So if you're a business, if you're a marketer, if you're a high school student that just wants to have fun, okay, maybe I went a little far there, but the point is everyone is welcome, and Christine is fantastic at moderating it. So join us.
We mostly bring our marketers there, but the business owners might pop in sometimes. They've got a question. They wanted to learn something. I'm like, come on, hang out with us. It's okay. I don't stress. I don't kick anybody out unless you're not nice. You have to be nice and you have to smile because we have fun. All right. So on Wednesday.
That's why you kicked me out. I'm kidding.
On Wednesdays, we have the Networking for Marketers. It's at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. I'm in Dallas, so it's 10 a.m. my time. But go register at givermarketing.com/networking. Register once, save the link, and come hang out. This is our give back, right? This is our opportunity to interact with the marketing community and business owners. And this is a completely no-cost event because we just want to help everybody. That's kind of what we do, right?
Well, we want to give. We're the Giver Marketing Network, not the Taker Marketing Network.
Absolutely. Right. So come hang out with us. Hopefully you can join us tomorrow. And if not, we'll see you next Tuesday for another broadcast for the Tuesday marketing broadcast with the Giver Marketing Network. We'll see y'all soon.
Have fun.